Hi guys, I'm Stacey the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome to my weekly Divine Dream Team reading. This week is December 6th. Oh yes, people, we are into December. Can you believe it? I personally cannot. I'm still protesting. I am all about the fun and the sun and the warm weather. And so I am in protest. And even though I am wearing a cardigan in long sleeves, I'm still in my mind dreaming about the summertime. And I guess I'm going to have to get back to reality a bit soon because it is getting so cold that I'm actually going to have to wear closed-toed shoes. Never a fun thing for me. Anyway, how was your week? Hope everything was going well. I invite you to like my YouTube channel if you like this kind of stuff. I do this every week, and I do a fun little card reading to give us guidance for the week ahead. So let's see what our Divine Dream Teams have to tell us for this week. And I'm introducing a new tarot deck this week. This is called the Black Tarot. I really love this deck. This is a new deck that I got. I was approached by the creator of it. His name is Ian Black, and he was doing a Kickstarter program and asked me if I'd be interested in doing a little review of his card deck. And I said, absolutely. And I was a little nervous because it's in black and white and I'm all about the color, but I absolutely love these cards when I started working with them. So I thought, what a perfect opportunity to introduce them here into the weekly readings. So let's shuffle the deck up. And while I'm shuffling, I'm calling in our Divine Dream Teams, Archangels, Ascended Masters, Highest Guides, Creature Teachers, Elementals, and Loved Ones in Spirit. Well, there's a card that just fell right out of the deck. So that's obviously the one. What messages do they have for us this week to help us move forward in our goals, move forward in our lives? Ooh. 10 of Spheres. I love this. Spheres is actually representative of wands. So this is fire, this is energy, this is creativity. And we have the 10 of Wands, and if you take a look at this, this is kind of the idea of there's work involved. You've achieved all of these things here. All of these things. These are the goals that you've worked hard for. And now there's also a burden that comes with the rewards, right? So this is the rewards that we have worked hard for, but there's always a balance. There's always a checks and balances. You have to pay for it, right? There's something that you have to pay for. And is it worth it? Was it what you really wanted to do? And now you're coming to the end of things, the 10, the energy of completion and moving on to something new. When you're taking a look at it, what is it that you want to keep and where do you want to go? So this week, I'm really feeling like they're talking about evaluating the rewards that you have achieved this week. And when we think about spheres, when we think about wand energy, we think about, again, the passion and the creativity. So this week, I feel, is all about beginnings in a lot of ways, looking at everything that you've achieved or accumulated, and I'm hearing spring cleaning coming through as I'm talking about this. Taking a look at everything you've accumulated and saying, okay, that was fun to accumulate. That I'm still really using and I love. These 3 things are still sitting in the closet or, sitting on a shelf and I haven't really looked at them. What do I want to do with them? If I'm not going to use them, maybe it's time to clear space and take what I learned from achieving it and move forward and make room for something new, some new passion, or revisiting one of these 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these things, and how can you sort of reshape it and recreate it and make use of it this week in your life? Very interesting card. Also, I'm drawn to the fact that, I mentioned about the burden of things. Sometimes we have an idea in our head of what it is that we want, and it's better in theory than it is actually in reality. And if you look at him, he's really stooped over. He's really having to work hard to hold this particular sphere. And I'm feeling like for each of us this week, there is going to be something that sort of hits us like the universal frying pan over the head to say, is this really worth it? All of this effort, all of this work, do I want to continue with this? And if the answer is yes, maybe I can look at how I can reshape it so that it's a little bit easier to walk the path and move forward with it. What can I delegate? Maybe I can take it in smaller chunks rather than trying to do everything all at once. That's definitely something I can relate to. I tend to literally do everything all at once. I want everything done yesterday. I tend to stick to projects actually that are smaller and attainable in a shorter period of time. The patience is not my strong suit. For you, it might be the opposite. So really consider and I feel that it's going to come for each of us this week. There's going to be an opportunity for us to look at something and say, should it stay or should it go? And how I want to shape that. If it's going to stay, how does that look moving forward? How can I make this work better for me? All right, so that's our tarot card reading. And I really felt when I was setting up this week for this reading, I was really drawn to the Kyle Gray Angel Prayers deck. That was, they made it very obvious. All of the other decks that I use fell out of my hands, and the Angel Prayers card deck landed right on the table. So clearly the angels have something they want to say to us. Ooh, and I like this card here. All right. So let's see what we've got. Love it. Honor your beauty, Archangel Jophiel. Thank you, Jophiel, for helping me discover my inner and outer beauty. So this card and Archangel Jophiel really helps us with perspective. It's all about perspective. So this week, as I tune in to what the message is, it's really about making sure that everything that you're doing this week, you're seeing it from all sides. So before jumping in and making a decision, make sure you look at it from every angle. Step into the other person's shoes if the situation involves another person. If it's a situation or an environment, make sure, this is something I do even in my own home. You're so used to sitting in one spot. This is my spot. Go and sit in another spot. Maybe where your guest is going to sit or where somebody else, sits. Sit on the floor. See what you see when you're sitting in the corner of the room. It's all about gaining different perspectives before you make your move forward. So I'm really feeling like that's the message for us this week with this card in particular, is all about paying attention to what else is out there and how other people or other things may see you, may see how you react, respond, what you can provide for them. Ooh, and I'm also getting a hit if you're involved in business. This is a great way of doing things. We often think, oh yeah, well that's the obvious, get into the head of your client. But it's actually not that obvious. Sometimes it's harder to step into someone else's shoes, but it's really a valuable tool to use to be able to get some perspective and really shift your energy around that. So let's talk about these two cards together. So we just talked about rewards and sort of evaluating what's working and what's not working. How perfect that we would get the perspective card with that, because it's all about taking a step back and looking at what different perspectives I can have with each of these spheres, with each of these objects, projects, people that I have in my life, who is making a difference and who is not. Who is contributing in a positive way and who is not, or what is contributing in a positive way and what is not. And before making the leap to, the full decision, sit with it and see all sides before moving forward with your choice. And then let's pull a feather. Feather from the feather jar. I'm going to dig deep today. Beautiful pink feather. Dance your story. So I love dance your story. And what does that mean? It sounds so airy-fairy, right? It's kind of ridiculous, but yet there's a lot of grounding in this. If you think about what it takes to dance, you're fully in your body. You're fully enjoying yourself. You're using your arms. You're using your legs. You're swinging your booty. Maybe you're like me, you're waving your hands in the air. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm always with the hands in the air. Whatever it happens to be, there's movement. You're moving your body. You're grounded in your body. You have to be able to feel in order to be able to move, right? There's music involved when you're dancing, most times, unless maybe you're dancing to the music in your head, but that's still music, right? So you're dancing to the music in your head. Music, what does music do for us? Music is all about inspiration. It helps us to express things that maybe we don't know how to express. It connects to us and with us on a heart level and sometimes on a soul level. Sometimes it makes us angry. Sometimes it brings so much joy. And the your story part, what is it that you want to share with the world this week? What part of your story needs to be heard, needs to be seen, needs to be voiced, needs to be danced? Dancing often also is about joy. When we get out there on the dance floor and we're carefree and having a good time, whether it involves alcohol or not, it is a freeing experience. It's extremely joyful, bringing you happiness most of the time. Most of the time. So dance your story. Bring that joy into your life. What is it that you want to contribute this week? Dance it out. Feel it. Get grounded in your body. Have a movement, forward momentum. Dance your story. How does this relate with what we're talking about here with rewards and perspective? So dancing your story, not getting too serious and caught up in all of these spheres that we have and getting rid of this and that and the other thing. It's more about recognizing what's going to fit into your story. How can it bring joy to you? What are the perspectives you're going to use in telling your story, sharing your story, in staying grounded in your perspective? Very interesting reading this week. So I hope you all have a fabulous week. Really enjoy exploring perspective and the rewards that come with that this week. And I just want to let you know that I am offering a really new, very unique, exciting experience. If you're interested, since it is the end of the year, oftentimes we get to a place where we need to sort of review what happened in the past, what worked, what didn't, and then we want to move forward. We want to prepare ourselves for the year ahead. And I am so happy to offer it's called Your Year in Preview, and it's a special service. It is only going to be available from now until January 31st. So it's a time-sensitive experience. It is only $100 for an hour. And what we get to do is we take every month that you have from January to December of 2019, and we find out what it is that you need to know so that you can be really prepared for the experiences, for the growth, for the excitement, for the surprises that are coming your way this year. And it really sort of helps to give you some perspective so you can make really positive, healthy choices and be prepared for what is coming down the pipes and get yourself really focused so that you can hit all of your goals. So if you're interested in that, please check out my website, www.theblackfeatherintuitive.com. You can also check out my Facebook page, which is The Black Feather Intuitive. And as always, you can reach out to me personally. I would love to be of service. Take care, guys. Have a great week. See ya.